On a serious, somber note, every day women must find ways to protect themselves and make sure that they do not die or get raped. The play Text Me When You Arrive looks into how women navigate their way through the rules set by rape culture, patriarchy, and social media at large. Now, with social media having hashtags to create awareness, the three actors in the satire question the practicalities in those hashtags. So it's directed by Sinenhlanhla Mgeyi. The play will be showing at the Soweto Theatre come August. Actress Thuli Nduvane joins us now in studio to chat a little bit more. Thuli, good morning. Thank you for your time at this hour.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is obviously a national conversation starter, or perhaps a continuation of some of the scourge, GBVF, the issues that women face. Text me when you arrive. I mean, this is a common phrase we've all used every day going in and obviously arriving back home. Where did it originate from? Talk to us about why the need to also tell that story through this means.
Right, so like you said, we've all used this phrase multiple times every time we leave a loved one or particularly a woman friend or relative. It really just came out of how can we name the play in a way that rolls off the tongue when people talk about the play, in a way that sounds familiar to women and men, and what can be used as well in the play to kind of lift that title and make it ring through the entire narrative from beginning to end.
Patriarchy, white supremacy, you've got social media, rape culture pervading society at large. I mean, these are themes that are institutionalized. We need to also look at its impact on in a South African context. Talk to us about what emerged from the conversations that you're having through the play.
What emerged at the forefront was that we all have common and similar stories. In creating this play, we just sat and shared our experiences and shared, some of the beliefs that we were taught, some of the ways that we were taught to protect ourselves, some of the ways that we were taught to also self-deprecate when these things happen to us, as if we are doing this to ourselves, as if, we are harming ourselves. We found that a lot of women can resonate and watch us on stage and say, that's my story, and I've experienced that, and I've been in a situation like that before. Nothing that we've experienced is unique. We also learned that we are experts at nothing except our own experiences. And a play like Text Me allows us to fully delve into my lived experience without needing to over-intellectualize it or think too hard about it. Yeah. We just sit and talk about what we've been through.
Yeah, and also sometimes sit in those feelings,
Absolutely.
right? And describing those feelings, because we often don't get a chance to do that. The lens through which it's told as well is important. It adds agency at large and representation. How particularly intentional were you about that?
Very much intentional. Yeah. So the play takes form in sketch comedy. It's about three ladies who make a YouTube channel titled Text Me When You Arrive, and today we're dealing with how to not get raped and killed in South Africa. And we present, these rules, these, toolkit essentials that we need to carry throughout the days to survive the day, really, in a way that is satirical, it's humorous, but it doesn't lose its meaning. It doesn't at all sugarcoat what we're trying to communicate, and it does leave you very gutted and very heartbroken at the end of it.
Perhaps as a mirror to reflect and then ultimately heal. And that's the role of the arts, through music, poetry, but particularly theatre at this point. Given where we are as a country at large, 30 years into our own democracy, how important do you think theatre plays at this juncture for us?
So important. I think we look at a lot of our classic texts like Woza Albert and Sizwe Banzi is Dead, and how they traveled the world and were able to call attention to what was happening in South Africa back during apartheid. And we see theatre as the same kind of tool. Being trained at the Market Theatre Laboratory, we are very passionate about protest theatre in particular, poor theatre that is portable. We can pick it up and perform it on the streets. We can perform it in a great theatre. We can perform it in a taxi rank. So theatre is extremely important. It allows us to not only escape in some ways, but it also allows us to reflect and to be confronted, because there's no pause, there's no stop, there's no I don't want to watch this anymore. You're in it, you're experiencing it live, and there's always going to be a place for live performance, I feel.
Those who've managed to perhaps preview or be part of the rehearsals, what was evoked for them? And what was that feedback like as well, perhaps obviously as we head into the month of August?
Sure, we've had a lot of different audience responses. We've performed the play for a couple of years now, on and off, in and out of seasons. And we've had some mixed reviews. We've had a lot of men come back and say, oh, we understand. We never understood it before. Or, oh my word, is this really what every day looks like for you? Like, surely you're exaggerating it. And it's like, no, we're not. This is kind of what life is for us. We have had people walk out of the show in the middle of the show. We've had people be triggered by the stories. And we can't dictate how the audience receives the story. Sure. All we are responsible for is to tell ours and hope that it lands somewhere.
No, absolutely. And I think also character development's important, the arc as well. I mean, what process would have gone through that to make the characters holistic and more real, relatable?
Sure. We play multiple different characters because the style is sketch comedy, like I said.
Yeah.
But I think in all that we do, in every single character we portray, it's about the truth. It's just finding the honesty. And that helps you with your arc, and that helps you with the journey of your character, where you begin, where the middle is, and where the end is. As long as we're telling the truth, the arcs and the emotions will land.
How did you heal from this process?
You know
Is
what?
it an ongoing journey?
It is.
Fair.
It is. I was about to
Fair.
say it's an ongoing journey. Every performance will leave you feeling different. Some performances we get backstage and we're weeping. Other performances we're just like, that was, okay, great, we're done with it now. So we take it as it comes. I don't know if there is a healing from my own existence, because even after I take that bow, I leave the theatre and I'm still a black woman in South Africa, and I still need to live that reality. So I'm not sure if there is a healing more than there is an accepting, more than there is a just an awareness, and living my life at a point of awareness, and trying to just stay alive.
And so from here into, what would you want that key takeaway, that message to be for people who are going to come out, to interact with your work, and ultimately have that inner conversation with themselves, hopefully having left better than what they started?
Hopefully. I would love for everyone to know that women are not harming themselves. They're not making crime scenes out of their own bodies. I would like for real conversations to be had after you witness a play like this. Yeah. For perpetrators to see themselves on stage and say, there's a conversation that needs to be had, and there's a change that needs to be made. So I really just hope that people are having the right conversations. I'm not hoping for magic, I'm just hoping for the right conversations.
And hopefully action as well. Because actually delving into having real conversations, from your vantage point, given the research, given obviously the production at large, do you think we're rearranging the chairs on the decks of the Titanic, given the stats that are emerging, the reality on the ground? Or do you think that there have been strides taken, we just need to do more, we need more tools? What's the honest truth for you on that front, in terms of how we're faring?
I'm not sure. I know that we're still considered one of the rape capitals of the world. So I don't know how much work is being done in that space. I don't know how much we can quantify it, how we quantify it, because so many rapes and a lot of these violations go unreported. So I have no idea how we're doing. Yeah.
Well, you're raising awareness, you're telling a story. This is going to be a national conversation, and we're going to reflect back, hopefully heal, and exert our agency again. So let's leave that conversation there for now. Thank you for your time at this hour. Tuli, of course, joining us. Tuli Ndubane, one of the three actors of the play Text Me When You Arrive, of course, opening in August at the Soweto Theatre.